Okay, so it looks like that 30-minute closed below this area to the left hand side. Let's take a look on the 15. Yeah, not really a lot of range above these high points here. I think we need a solid close above, maybe on like the 15-minute, and then we can have price continue moving up to retest that high, and then you maybe have like stops kind of like below this area. I don't know, but let's kind of wait and see here. But there's nothing really right now. Can you hear the music?
No.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
No.
Oh shit, that's just reminded me. I've got to add the monetization on. It's so annoying.
That every day, do you?
Yeah, it's so irritating. Some days I actually forget. Oh, I have 1 like already. Doesn't say anybody's even on the stream. Yeah, I mean that's a beautiful range on the on that 4 hour. Good morning.
Very nice.
Yeah, and then we've got a really good range for buys above 149.300 as well. It's like a 50 pip range.
These are the kind of days, like if we break up, you can hold your trades quite nicely.
Yeah, I think running through to New York. Yeah. Right, let's wait for a few people to join up. Morning, morning. Did you hear about Trump might rerun in 2024?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, he's talking about it yesterday apparently.
They were just massive distractions, aren't they? All the media stuff.
Yeah, I mean, then again they're talking about another variant as well, aren't they?
Oh, I don't even know.
Yeah, they've come out this. I think it was yesterday. Sky News said about a Brazilian variant, but they came out with that one like a few months ago. Just incredible.
Back up, is it?
Sorry, say that again.
It's come back up, that one.
Well, it's probably a different strain. I mean, there's all these different strains now.
How do they even know that these are different strains, isn't it?
I don't know. They just obviously take it to a... I think they do know it's a different variant or whatever, but yeah, I don't know, man. It's like it's just a load of rubbish, really. Because the media know, and they always knew that there would be different strains. Like they knew that. Like whenever they made the vaccine, they knew that, and I'm sure there would have been a couple of different variants floating around at the start. I mean, it was never going to be exactly the same, was it?
No, never was.
I'm sure they would have created the vaccine based off a few different scenario types, but I mean, yeah, I don't know, man. But yeah, because what I was saying this morning was when I woke up, this would have been my particular area I would have liked to maybe potentially got in that trade. I mean, I did run for like 16, 17 pips. But I literally just woken up.
Yeah, plus your stops would have been quite tight as well.
Yeah, that's the other thing as well. We could have seen some form of liquidity grab and then a continuation. So I think personally we're just kind of, yeah, we're gonna need a little bit of weight in here today. Right. So let's kind of break it down from a 4-hour perspective. I'm just gonna pause the music here for a minute. I know we haven't got tons of people here, but I mean, yeah, the session has begun. So let's make a start here. Just kind of planning, looking at the 4-hour, looking at what we're kind of looking at here for the overall session. If we just kind of, in fact, let's just start off here with the daily. So looking at the daily, what we can kind of see already is prices kind of just basically move straight bullish. We've broken the high on the daily. You know, where are we looking for price to continue up to? Well, if we are going to continue bullish and this isn't, you know, potential liquidity grab, then, you know, we'll be looking for some form of retest of around 149,600, and then some potential continuation up to 154,100 is what we're kind of like looking at here for the session. We can see, to start with, it does seem as though this was a liquidity grab on Friday to potentially now start heading back up. And I say potentially because we don't know yet whether this is just a break of the high and we're going to start retracing in the session. So we're going to need some more information to kind of you know, validate ideas. So as we start looking on the 4-hour, the structure is a little bit condescending right now, because on the one hand we have clear bullish structure now. You know, we can see the candles are moving bullish in the short term. We're breaking above resistance over here. We had a resistance here from obviously before the weekend, and now we had Asia move up to do some form of retest of this previous 4-hour area, and we can see how we've kind of like rejected it with a bearish candle for you know, late Asian session. We can also see on the other scale how we were closing above and we did a retest of a previous resistance level. So either we're looking at potentially this 4-hour is going to respect the fact that we've rejected this area and that we can continue down back to this previous resistance and then further down back to this support level, or we're looking at, can this 4-hour candle basically break the high up over here and then start to move up into this next range. That's what we're looking at here, but we need confirmations on the smaller time frames to say that we can do that. Now obviously we can basically come back up to this area and then start to reject again. So the best possible buys are going to be above 149,300. The best possible buys, that would be the best buys. One, because that would be above previous high points. It'd also be good buys because then we have clean traffic on all time frames above this area. You know, if we look at where daily resistance is around 600, so that's something that we're going to think about when securing profits. But again, we're not really sure yet at this point where we're kind of getting sorted out. The other thing as well is, technically speaking, if we're going to respect the overall downtrend, then this resistance basically here that's being created now will be respected, which means that later on in the day we should head back down to our next support level. So we are gonna need some solid confirmations here, for a particular trade. Me and Kelsey were just obviously discussing how you could have caught potential buys in the morning, pre-London, but it's a time where it's either gonna just range or slowly get to where you want it to go. But right now, I mean, there is a potential opportunity if the 15-minute candle closes above this resistance here, this minor resistance, for price to continue back up to retest this previous resistance level. It's around 14 pips away, potentially 17 pips away. Something I'm going to be looking at, but we'd want the 15-minute candle to close basically above this minor resistance, and then we could see price continuing moving bullish at that point for around maybe 15 to 14 pips. So yeah, something I'm going to be looking at. We've got a couple minutes here, so that's something to look at. What else are we talking about? So basically what we're looking at here, from the morning, we could see that we had a resistance level. Sorry, if we look on the 1 hour, we had a previous resistance level over here, and then what we kind of saw was it was basically a fake out from the 1 hour. We can see how we had this pullback with Asian, we closed back above it, and actually we created some support on the 30-minute over here as well. We technically have a high over here to retest. The only thing actually putting me off about those buys is the fact we have like a 1 hour resistance level here, but I'll see. So what are we kind of looking at here? Well, right now, obviously we know the 1 hour candle's trying to move up. We're potentially looking for continuation. If we look on the 30-minute, this was the high that was created. So you can see here that basically we came back to this area of support on the 30-minute time frame in pre-London. This is around like 5 a.m. We created support here again. We had a high to basically retest that point, and then we had this nice clean move coming up. But at the same time, we have this condescending area right over here. So that's why I'm saying, okay, well, if we can get a candle closing above, it may be a good opportunity at that point to seek to retest this previous level over here, and then basically be done, and then see if we can get further support above this level later on. But I don't know right now. I'm just gonna have to wait and see what kind of happens here. But there wouldn't be enough range if we start breaking above this high. There's not enough range at that point. Then there would only be a 12 pip range, maybe even a 10 pip range, which is no good for like a higher risk at that point. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens here. But I am looking at potentially buys if we close above this on the 15-minute. Let's look at 30-minute. 30-minute candle still open. Yeah, because to be honest, I'd want it below the previous 30-minute candle as a stop loss. So is that going to give me enough range? Just about. Yeah, just about. So we'll see. If we close obviously below this level, then it makes no sense to take buys. 1 hour still open. So yeah, we'll see what happens here in a few seconds. So yeah, we're either looking up to a continuation, but we'll see. Is that the 15-minute candle coming to a close? It's coming to a close. Let's kind of measure the range here. So we've got around a 12 to 15 pip range for, yeah, it's kind of like a 1-to-1 really, isn't it? I mean, could have stopped below the 15-minute candle, is going to be around 10-11 pips. I think maybe we'll wait to see on this one.
I'm gonna wait.
Yeah, I
Like, to
think
be
I'm gonna
fair, the
wait.
30 might push up, but if it closes back, below and rejects this area, then we'll have a close back below on the 30 minute.
Hmm.
We'll never fail to get above it.
Yeah, I mean, it does seem as though we should continue moving bullish. That's the only thing. The only other problem I have is obviously we have like this is a rejection zone. Do I want to be buying here? Yeah, see, this is the problem, is we have this rejection zone on the 1 hour, but obviously on the smaller time frames we could easily start to push up at that point. So I don't know, let's see if we can get like a 15-minute wick down first, see if it does start to move down, see if it seems like it's respecting, and then start to come up. It's just in terms of risk reward, it doesn't kind of make sense, because I'm looking at it from a 15-minute perspective, but from a 30-minute perspective, resistance is basically 7 pips away. Is that going to make sense? Wick fill is 13 pips away, so I don't think that's going to make sense right now. Yeah, I have to admit, I don't think that's going to make sense. How's everyone doing this morning? What's everybody looking at here today? Yeah, I was really considering it, but from a risk reward perspective, it doesn't really make too much sense. If it had a bigger range, I'd probably be inclined, but right now it's just chill. It's chill. Yeah, plus it's Monday. I'm not in really a rush to take a trade. If I miss a move on a Monday, at least it sets me up to kind of see where we've started off and what's kind of happened. So it's not really the big deal to me personally. Okay. Plus we are starting to retrace a little bit here. Okay, because I do want to start breaking down some other pairs in a minute. Right. Morning. 3 reasons I didn't execute: psychology mostly, no top wick, and too early in the morning in terms of anticipating volume. Would appreciate any feedback. Okay, let's check out this chart. First chart of the day. Okay, so pound yen 30-minute price created a high, taking note daily is bullish. Perfect. Support created, looking left, double bottom, price also rejected. Yeah, this is exactly what we were discussing before the stream. It's one of those, if you're going to take it, you're going to want to be securing something maybe at this level here. But it's one of those situations. It's more than likely going to head to that area, but it's just a time where there's either volume or there's no volume, but I think it's up to the person, it's up to individual. Would I have personally taken that? If it had a wick, yes. If it had no wick, which it didn't, no. But some people don't care about that. Some people just focus on candle closing. The fact it closed above the previous bearish candle would have made sense. So, and then there's your target. Your stop loss should be below these 2 candles to be safe. But yeah, I think maybe watch it a few more times, see if it's something that plays out, and then you can maybe look at taking that trade on a regular basis. So it does look like we're trying to move up over here. So something I'm gonna look back on to see, would that have been a good play. But I just don't really like this range, to be completely honest. We have resistance at 149, 280. you know, but we have this whole zone here. So this is going to be the best possible place to take buys above 149.300. It's going to be the best possible place. The only issue I have is we've been basically moving bullish now in the 30-minute for a good while. So I mean, yeah, we're going to probably see some form of pullback before we see any continuation, I would have thought.
Yeah, I suppose it comes back to the point we had like last week, where if you want to be getting in, you want to be getting in down the bottom rather than up at the near the top.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you can take buys above this area, but granted, you're probably going to see or we're going to see a pullback within this area, I would have thought. But yeah, I was really looking at a 15-minute close above this resistance, but then the risk to reward didn't kind of make sense to me. Because, yeah, the only way I could have got a better risk reward is just slightly getting in on that bottom wick. But then look, I mean, 30-minute resistance is, or was, only 10 pips away. So from a risk to reward perspective, unless you had to stop below the current 30-minute, it didn't really make sense, which is pretty risky, and I didn't want to do that. I'm in buys from 0.25, frozen buys from 0.25. Oh, so you should be doing pretty good then. 0.25. Oh, nice. Yeah, I think you should be securing something up over at this 1 hour. Yeah, maybe at the 30-minute resistance, 1 hour resistance, and then try and leave a runner to run. But yeah, nice work, man. But yeah, just taking it nice and easy today. But if that moves up, then I mean, I know where I could have entered in, and that's my fault. Did talk about entering in, but probably, yeah. Right, let's get the music back on. We're going to break down some other pairs in a moment. Please let me know if the music's just a little bit loud or anything. But just do let me know, and then I know. Music okay, not too loud for people. Yeah, I'm kind of glad I didn't jump in up into any buys here. So yeah, I think the best situation that we were gonna want to see here is gonna be buys above 149, 300. And then sells. I mean, the thing is while we're in this range, I don't really like sells. I mean, in fairness, you know, we have a clean range down to support if we do start to create some resistance. But I think you'd want to see some solid form of resistance here. You know, like if we do a fake out on the 15 and then, you know, we get like a, I don't know, like a bearish candle, then a bullish candle, then a bearish candle, is clear rejections of this area. Man, I mean, what's happened to the stream? We've got literally like 30 people here this morning. Right, let's take a look at gold. Oh, gold's moving bullish over here. Right, let's take a look at gold. So gold. In fact, let's pause the music for a sec while we break down. Let's get everybody's attention. So obviously, those in the group, you know, they got the weekly breakdown on gold yesterday. We discussed on the short term and on the long term. But you know what we're looking at right now is daily going to do some form of retest of this previous zone. We know that from a weekly perspective, we closed below a key resistance level. So I mean, we're looking for some form of retest, wick up into this area, and then a potential continuation. Not necessarily today, but just overall. So if we take a look at the 4 hour here, we can see price made a low. We can see 4 hours have literally just been trending bullish, but now we are entering a potential rejection area. We can see this is some form of previous support zone. We may reject here. We also could argue this is also a rejection zone. So I mean, either we're going to continue back up into this zone, or we're going to start to see some rejections here, some resistance created, and then MY can start taking us back down again. But again, we don't really know yet at this point. Looking on the 1 hour time frame, what can we see here from the 1 hour? Well, the first thing we can kind of see is we are approaching this previous area of support. So I mean, when we're approaching this previous area of support, we would basically want to see a support formed back above this level, and then we can anticipate some of these wicks to potentially get filled. If we start to see rejections of this level, then I would say at that point we can head back down to our most recent level of support, which is going to be right over here, based on the 1 hour time frame. Alright, so let's just mark this out. So we can see 1 hour we've created support right over here for price to continue bullish. Solid support from 5 a.m. So a nice continuation from the Asian. Looking on the 30-minute time frame, what can we see? Again, we can see support formed right over here. So this is going to be another zone that we can look at. That's a support being created. But again, we have this conflicting idea because we have this strong level. Similar to pound yen, we have a previous zone, an area where we could reject. So there's something to pay attention to. But if we do create some support back above this level, then I think at that point we would be looking for some form of retest of these rejection zones on gold here. So something we're going to be not really looking at today, but just keeping an eye on. I'd rather wait for breakdowns of these support levels for some further downside on gold. But I mean, for the moment, but market structure is short-term bullish. So, you know, remember to focus on the short-term structure as well as the overall picture, because that's when you're going to find your ideas that make the most sense to kind of fit both agendas. You know, if you're seeing, if you took a buy over here because I don't know, you see like a support form below this area, you know, that's probably something that's going to be a little bit more risky, because you could argue higher time frames can pull up into this zone and then reject. If you start to see higher time frames closing back above this area, and you're seeing solid supports being formed, you know, above this previous zone on gold, then again you could say, okay, that's probably a better idea to look for a trade at that point. But yeah, I mean, gold, we're just gonna have to kind of wait and see what's happening. Bear with me. Oh, morning Salim, how's it going? Morning. So yeah, I think people think the stream still starts at 7:30, but I did put it on Instagram that we will be starting from 7 from now on, just because it makes a little bit more sense. Oh, looks like pound yen. No, see, no one on the streams tells me this. So it seems like pound yen is actually moving bearish. So I'm very happy I stayed out of those buys. But yeah, we can see now pound's moving down. We have this little minor support here on the 15-minute time frame. So yeah, I think sells is not a safe option right now. I mean, we could be generating liquidity to start breaking up again. So I mean, just because we've done a fake out on the 15 does not suggest yet at this point that we will that we will continue down. I mean, for a sell, I'd say, I mean, I'm not taking sells to this level. I'd rather take sells below this level, because this is still a 4-hour previous resistance. So if this is still a 4-hour previous resistance, I'd probably want to see, so for me, I mean, we have a nice clean range below that level. So I probably want to see resistance back below resistance. So aka some form of resistance below this area, because this is our 4-hour zone. It's our 4-hour zone. So we know that, I mean, we could quite easily just come back to this area. That's fine. But at the same time, we don't know whether we're going to break down below this, and then we have that clean range heading back down to 4 hours, because this is our 4-hour support. So here's our 4-hour support. Bad drawing, or just put a big fat S. So this is our 4-hour support, it's our 4-hour resistance. So this is going to be the best possible play range for sells with some nice structure. But taking impulsive sells here is probably not a good idea. You probably want to at least wait for confirmation for a take a sell at that point. So yeah, we're gonna chill here to see what happens. But at least we got a few more people joining. Welcome, good morning. Hopefully you guys have dropped a like on the stream on your way in. If not, let's get those likes up, people. Thank you very much. Okay, let's get the music back on so we're not sitting in silence. Oh, we've already got one dislike. He's back. Yeah, so it seems like we're breaking below the lows over here. We've got a little while till London open. We also have this minor support within this range, so we'll see how we react there. 1 hour time frame. Yeah, see, this is what I was really worried about for a continuation, because this was a rejection zone on the 1 hour time frame. If we take a look at the 4 hour now, if you think about it, if the 4 hour now flips bearish, this wick, this support becomes a target at that point. But I want to be taking trades out of the range, not really within the range. So the really sells are going to be below 148.750. The best possible sells are going to be below 148.750. We have a nice clean range at that point. It's like a 45 pip range, you know, and that's not even actual 4 hour support. 4 hour support is somewhere down over here. So that's a very, very, very nice range. Fake on you in gold. I am not in gold right now. No, there's no buys or sells yet on gold. If you was in buys, you needed to be in around 7 a.m. That was your move up to resistance. That was your move there on gold for 30 pips. But right now, you know, we're in a very, very, very difficult area on gold. So no, I would not be taking entries on gold yet. The other thing we want to look at is Euro NZD. Euro NZD. Let's take a look at Euro NZD. Okay, looking at EN, seems like we are breaking bearish. So let's start off here with the 4 hour. So obviously we spoke about EN yesterday, and how we're looking for potential continuation, but also a potential pullback. So when I say continuation, we said about on the weekly and the monthly, there's confirmation to continue this bearish trend down, but on the daily, it seems as though we've done a bit of a fake out move back above support, but it seems as though we've gapped below. So I mean, potentially this is the opportunity to continue moving down at this point. If we look at the 4 hour time frame now, we had a previous weak 4 hour candle. The only thing is that we have this zone here to the left hand side on the 4 hour time frame. So we may revisit this zone and then start to reject to start heading back up again, because obviously this was still a high point created before the weekend. So that's something that we could be looking at. So I mean, the best possible situation is going to be some form of structure below this, you know, like a resistance below this, because then we have a lot of clean downside to continue down. So that's the first thing we're going to be looking at. Let's have a look on the 1 hour. So as we look on the 1 hour time frame, it does seem as though we are breaking down below this minor support. If we look at that zone to the left hand side, that almost matches up with this resistance, this previous resistance that we have. So this is a decent range on EN. It's like, so the whole range is around 50 pips. Let's take a look on the 30 minutes. Yeah, I think if EN can create some resistance, that's going to be a good opportunity to sell. My only issue then would be that we also have this area here to the left. That's pretty off-putting because of the way that where we've kind of closed here. Right. So yeah, I'd say maybe like a resistance is going to be a good idea for sells on EN. Right, if we can get some resistance formed over here, that would be a good idea for price to continue moving bearish. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see if we can get that here today, and then we could see EN to continue down. So today's focus is really just focusing on looking at gold. Obviously main priority is pound yen, and then last priority is EN. Did anyone get in sells on the break of that low? I mean, it could have made sense, but I mean, your stop would have to be somewhere up over here. Yeah, because candles haven't closed at this point yet. 4 hours only just now flipping bearish. So let's wait and see. We're breaking below the 1 hour low, 30-minute low, 15-minute low. Yeah, it does seem as though we are heading down at this point. So I mean, if you're in sells, I think you should have a nice clean move coming down to 148.800. But we are waiting here. I'd rather wait for some form of resistance below this support, and then I have a nice clean range at that point. Because if you look at it from a 4 hour perspective, we're in this 4 hour zone here. We have a resistance here, but we also have this previous resistance. So yeah, you can take shorts for the short term on this play here, but I'd rather personally take shorts knowing that we're closing back below a previous resistance. We have a clean range for sells coming down to support, and then I can have a potential runner to continue down based on strong confirmation, rather than we could tap back into this area and then start heading back up again with the next 4 hour candle. So that's something I don't want to be caught out in. So I think we're just, it's a Monday, we're taking it nice and easy. But we can see from a short-term perspective that, once we basically started breaking that low, that we could continue down. So yeah, it's already moved around 10 pips here.
I suppose it'd be nice now if we start breaking a 4 hour low. Gives us more sense of direction.
Yeah, hopefully. if we can kind of see a lower, because if you think about it, we still have bullish short-term structure based on the how we're sort of setting up. The only thing we have now is the fact that we have resistance, and now we're creating this lower end resistance. So effectively, if you think about it, we want to see either, so if you think about it like that, right, we could either create some mid-range support here and respect the overall trend, which would mean that we would start heading back up to this area again, and then we would looking for potential break above and then a continuation to these high points. Or we're looking for, are we going to break further down, start to create some resistance somewhere, that lower end of resistance, and then I would anticipate that this is no longer this uptrend, bullish uptrend, and then we can continue back down to our support level. So that's something I'm looking at basically. But yeah, exactly what you were saying. Break of the 4 hour low, we can start to see, maybe we're going to respect overall short-term bearish structure on the 4 hours. See how there's so many different structures that you need to pay attention to. 4 hour structure is technically bearish. 4 hour short-term structure is technically bullish, but overall, overall structure is still bullish. Overall structure is still bullish, but then the immediate short term is bullish. The overall structure is bullish, but the mid to short term is bearish. Let's put it that way. Why is the mid to short term bearish? Because we had a high created. We know if we was in bullish, or we'll just put H for high. We know if we was in bullish structure that we should be basically creating supports to head back up to this area. We should have respected this kind of support here from before the weekend to continue that move up. We haven't. We've created resistance below that area now on the 4 hour. So technically there's a mid to short term bearish structure. We also have this immediate short term bullish structure by the way that we're setting up, breaking above minor resistance levels. But overall higher time resistance levels seem to be being respected right now. So we've got to wait. We definitely got to wait for good confirmations. You know, I think we could have a really, really, really good Monday here if we wait for something solid. But when I was coming onto the charts this morning, what kind of worried me was, okay, well, you know, are we going to see big stop loss candles based on the fact how big the candles were previously? Ooh, right. USD CHF. Do we look for pullback and continuation to the upside? Well, Aerobot, if you send a chart, I can certainly tell you. Yeah, if you send a chart, I can certainly help you out with that. Look at gold. Yeah, it seems as though gold is starting to reject this area. Yen's coming back to this area, so you would need a resistance to form for yen to continue moving bearish. Otherwise, if it closes back above support, then you could be looking at a potential you know, move up to the next resistance there. GU. Yeah, GU is kind of doing the same thing right now. Has a support over here. Seems like it rejected. So it actually closed above resistance. But it's almost rejected those previous high points as well. Broke down below this minor support. You have a clean range for sells on GU below the support. It's like a 40 pip range. Euro JPY, yeah, a little bit of a messy range over here. Had a resistance formed. We have a support formed down over here. Pound yen was so pound yen still coming down at this point. So yeah, everybody have a good weekend. Get up too much. Do anything cool. Did you do any data collection over the weekend, Kels?
Nah, I didn't actually.
No?
Gonna start again today though.
Yeah, nice.
What about you?
Not really. I just finished off what I was doing for January, so I've just got one more week left of January. This is, I think this is the last week, second to last week of Jan. I've got to finish off. Just got a few more days, and then 2021 will be all finished. It's all down over here. All here. Data collection 2021. We've just got one more week, and then we'll be completely up to date with the data collection for the group and everything for the whole of 2021. So I'm going to start a new section going back to 2020, kind of working backwards. I probably won't go through the whole year, but I mean, it'd still be nice to go through as much as possible, because, you know, again, it just emphasizes where probabilities are and etc. So but yeah, no, definitely going to be, I'll do today's today after the stream. So just try and do each day straight after the stream, and then, you know, it's going to be fresh. And yeah. I got in when price broke below 149.03. Okay, 149.03. Okay, you got in somewhere over here. Nice. Well, it's up to you. As 4 hour doesn't have bottom wick, and it couldn't break the high of previous 4 hour too. Also, resistance is formed on 1 hour at 149.12. Got 80% out at 10 pips. Beautiful. Nice. Catching pips on a Monday. That's what I like to hear. Yeah, I suppose you can always kind of see it. Yeah. So 4 hours flipping at this point. This is what I mean. Although the daily went bullish overnight, this does not mean because we broke the higher that we would end up continuing up. In theory, it does, but I mean, that's why, you know, we always say you got to wait for candles to close, right? So effectively, if daily creates a support, then yes, I think Tuesday's candle we can see heading up. But if it doesn't, then yeah, then we know what that means. It's gonna flip. Yeah, we still got a long way to wait here. Yeah, there's gonna be a little bit of waiting here involved. We've got 5 minutes left to London Open. I'm looking for sells below 138,800. So we're gonna need to wait and see. DL is in the sells on GJ from 149.50. Okay. Nice. So you got in on the break of the low, I presume. Yeah, you should be. Oh, you should be nice up into profits there. 148,380. I mean, I would be securing something around 800 personally, but that's up to you. But yes, 380. I'm looking for personally 320 as we look on the 1 hour, 4 hour. Yeah, I'm looking at around probably 400 is a good target. But 400, 350, somewhere along there. But I think for you, if you've already got in sales, you know, this has to become a target. It has to, because you don't want to have price come down to this area, start wicking below. You think all good, we're moving down, and then you start to see a bullish candle retrace, and then you're like, oh, I could have had 20 pips in the bag, you know, right over there. So I mean, if I was you personally, I would be securing something. Oh, you mean 149, 150? What, target or TP? Sorry, target or entry? Oh, that'd have to be entry, wouldn't it? 149, 150 would be. Wait, you had sells from 149, 150 over here? Really? Again, if you had sells from here, I mean, you want to be securing a lot of your. You want to be securing over here, 100%. I mean, you're in a good amount of pips now, so. I mean, yeah. So you got in over here. I think the entry is a little risky, but I mean, if it's worked out, it's worked out. Not a lot I can say. I mean, yeah, you would have got in basically once price was bullish. Okay. Well, I mean, it's up to you. It's up to you. But at the same time, I would have thought the actual entry was pretty risky. But I mean, yeah, pretty good is played out, of course. But yeah, I would be securing something at this support 100%. Because then if you're telling me you got in around 150, then that means you're up around 35 pips. 100% I'd be securing profits. 100%. I'd be bagging my profits right now. I'm trying to get into habit to let my trades hit full TPs, get more with RRs. Yeah, I think that's great, but I think you shouldn't have just like one big TP, you know, like down over here. You've got to look at your most recent target, because how do you know we're not going to range or come right back up to your entry with the next 1 hour? How do you know the next 1 hour is not going to do, you know what I mean? I would see, when I take trades, I'm always looking at my first target. So if I was looking at sells here, I see, okay, we have a clean move coming down to support, and then support could be, this area is a strong level. So this area is going to be basically an issue zone for us here, right? So I would then say, my argument would be, okay, well, this is going to be a target number 1. You know, if I want to leave a runner, then at that point I'm leaving a runner down to target number 2. But I'm always making sure I'm securing something. So like there was an example last week where we had support formed, we had a high up over here, and then we had a second high up over here. Now price went to my first target, I secured positions, and then it actually retraced back to my entry and whatever, right? But I bagged positions at a certain level where I needed to secure. You know, price never went to, well, it did, but after going into drawdown and would have stopped me out had I've not gone break even and secured, it would have stopped me out. So having let the full position run to a second TP, I actually would have lost the trade at that point. So having secured positions here, putting stops to break even, allowed me to see that runner run to second target in other situations. But in that one situation, it went to first target and then it pulled right back, and then, you know, just it is what it is. But yeah, I would 100% I would have secured something at this level. I mean, that's a good amount of pips for half of a position. You know, that's a really, really, really good amount of pips. So yeah, now we're just waiting for some form of structure to form below 148.800. GU also could move bearish if current 30-minute closes below lows. Oh yeah. Yeah, 30-minute candle did close below. Again, with GU, I find you're going to need some form of structure. It's going to be better just because of the way that it moves. You probably want a resistance to form here. Otherwise, you can get caught in a fake out. GU does a lot of fake outs. It closes below and then comes right back in the range. I definitely want to see some form of resistance here. And then you can be looking for continuation. Gold rejected. Yeah, see, gold rejected that area. It's come back to this level of support. So yeah, we'll have to see how we get on at this level of support basically at this point. But again, because of the short-term structure on gold, it's kind of the same situation. You know, if we get some initial dip, pullback, and resistance created, that will be your opportunity to sell because of the structure's bullish, right? EN, did we check out EN? Yeah, see, EN closed back above the range. If this was pound yen, I'd be in buys right over here, stops below that area, and then a nice continuation up to resistance. Yeah, EN should continue moving up at this point. 1 hour looks like it's completely rejected that area. I would say you have a good chance now for this candle to basically come back up to this resistance on EN. For pound yen, there's no impulsive sells here. We're just gonna have to wait for some form of low to be created, some resistance to form, and then a continuation. GU. Oh, yeah, we said that. Right, bear with me guys, I'm just gonna quickly go make a drink now because you know we are kind of waiting here a little bit. You know, we're gonna have to wait for some structure to form, so yeah, I'll literally be back in around 5-10 minutes. Oh, 1 second. H, would you have taken the wick retest at your entry on EN or wait for candle to print in your direction? I think with EN, I think you could have got in on the retest because this candle has printed in your direction. So basically we see this a lot on GJ, but basically because you had support here, you had the move down, close back above, little retest, and then basically you're getting in somewhere over here, stop losses down over there, and then you're targeting this next resistance at that point. So yeah, I think 100%, you know, if this was pound yen, I'd be in buys to continue back up to resistance at that point. I mean, the best situation would be if we was in uptrend doing that. But even still in a downtrend, there's still that good chance that we should head back up to the next resistance. Right, last couple of situations, and then I'm gonna go quickly make my drink. Seen any pullback from Friday's dump on Euro GBP? I think at least I don't look at Euro GBP. If you want to send a chart, I can take a look at any ideas you have. But yeah, I mean, there's usually pullbacks on Fridays with most pairs and any end of the month situation. HFX, I've been in buy since Friday. We're going to retest previous highs, long liquidity wick on intraday 4 hour. Okay, let's check out your chart. Check this chart out, and then I'm gonna just quickly run and make some breakfast and drink. Okay, so you're looking at, yes, this is huge liquidity, 4 hour respecting 50 EMA. Okay, safer buys if we start forming support, break of that. Okay, Yeah. So okay, yeah, fair enough. I like this. I mean, there's a lot of detail to it. It's pretty good. I would agree. I would agree. The only thing is that we can say for right now is we are rejecting this zone here. We are rejecting that previous level. So that's my only concern for buys longer term yet. But we'll see. I mean, yeah. But I think if you're looking for longer term plays, then I mean, that's pretty good. That's great work though. Right, bear with me. I'll be back in literally a couple minutes, and then we will continue. So I'll be back. 1 second. Okay. Looks like pound yen is moving bearish. It's pretty good. So yeah, basically what I'm waiting for over here is some form of resistance below this 148,800 level. Let's look at gold. Gold is trying to create some support again. EN. Well, EN's pulling back a little bit, but that's perfectly fine. I think EN should still continue moving up. It probably needs to create some support, but we'll see. We will see. Yeah, just got to start the month off right. Got to wait for higher time. Got to wait for good confirmations. It's the start of the month. It's the start of the week. Just taking it nice and easy. Yeah, GJ's moving bearish. It's pretty good. But I want to see some resistance formed. Waiting for resistance to form so I can take a sell. Yeah, see, that's one of the things that put me off this initial sell was I was looking at it when we was kind of breaking down, but it was the stop loss. The stop loss was going to be about 18, 19 pips with only a 24 pip range.
was always hard as well because you didn't have a 30-minute close in your direction yet. You had to kind of anticipate it would continue down from that 15-minute fake out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, hopefully we can get nice selling there if we can respect this level.
Yeah, I want to see a solid resistance because I wouldn't want to be taking sells like mid-range or you know, like just based off a retest, because I mean, yeah, I'd rather wait for like a solid resistance. Plus it's literally the first day of our new month, March, so I do need to like what's the word, you know, start the month off right at the end of the day. And if I have no trade today, then I have no trade, but yeah. Yeah, they're really banging on about this. New variant I just read here now. The hunt is underway apparently for the first people believed to have contracted a Brazilian coronavirus variant of concern. They're all variants of concern. God,
I saw something about New Zealand got one case and they went back in lockdown.
Yeah, that's true. It's just nuts.
I was actually saw this thing. The Australian president was speaking at the men's Open final in Australia for tennis.
Yeah.
And she started speaking about the vaccine and everyone was booing her in the stadium.
Really?
Yeah, like proper. I'll try and find the video for it.
Yeah, send it to me on Was that the Australian Prime Minister?
Yeah, Australian one, yeah.
Isn't it a he though?
No, it's a she.
Is it?
Yeah.
Do you mean New Zealand? That's a she, isn't it?
I'm not sure. It just says Aussie. So I just assume that's Australia.
Let me see who it is. Hold on, I'm watching it now. If I see her face, I'll be able to. Oh, it is Australia, Melbourne. Why would it be a she? I could have swore their prime minister is Morrison. Oh, she's the tennis Australia president.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, not the actual. No, because they have a prime minister. Their prime minister is I think his name is Morrison. Is it prime minister? Or do they have a president? No, they should be president, right? Because they don't have a.
Yeah, Scott Morrison.
That's it. Yeah. Scott Morrison. There you go. So what's going here on pound? Yeah, we're gonna need to wait for a resistance to form. That's funny. Well, not really funny, but I mean, that's kind of mad.
They're not having it over there at all, are they?
No. But I just don't. I think their media isn't so like. Well, let's just say it's not like ours.
No, not at all.
Let's put it that way.
They take more of like an individual approach.
Mm. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't know, man. And at the end of the day, like, if the people don't want them, they, you know, they can't make, you can't make anybody have anything. Should we go for sales below here? That's up to you. I mean, I'm personally waiting for resistance below this level to take a sell. That's what I'm looking for. If we continue down, that is what it is, you know. But I mean, even if we continue down, we can still pull back. We can still pull back to this level. This is where I'm looking for some form of resistance below this area for price to continue down. That's what I'm looking for.
The last 30 minutes had like 28 pips move. That stop loss would be quite big there.
Yeah, that's the other thing. I don't know why the stops are so big today. Yeah, that's just ridiculous.
Quite a lot of volume, it seems like, at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, I think the actual candles, I mean, I don't know why they're a bit bigger than usual. I think it's because like end of last week, they had like bigger amount of candles, didn't they? Like the candles just seemed to be a lot bigger.
Yeah, bigger, yeah.
Yeah. Four hours moving down. 1 hour, 30 minute, 15 minute. Yeah.
You pretty much got your 10 pips there if you got in the break of the low. Yeah.
What, over there or just there?
Just here.
Yeah, literally just sell it just to get 10 pips. Yeah, I've got to wait for something solid here. The first day of the month. I don't mind taking, you know, buy stops, sell stops and all that stuff later on in the week, but today I needed to just truly stay disciplined. But I mean, the ideal situation would have been sells over here. And usually I'd take, you know, like impulsive entries, but that is just really, really impulsive. I mean, look how little it would had to move to stop out 10 pips. I find that quite, like, I mean, that stop loss there was at least 17 pips. Yes, you would have got to, you know, like a good amount of target fairly quick, but does that matter? I don't know. Right, what's EN doing? Yeah, EN's trying to create some solid support back above that level. Gold. Oh, gold moved down. Yeah, I think on gold, if you see a pullback and a resistance form, that would be a good opportunity to look for further downside. Right, come on guys, let's get some likes on the stream. How many we got here? 23 likes. Come on guys, let's get those likes up. We've got 43 people and only 23 likes. Let's get those likes up. So yeah, hopefully we can create some resistance here. We're still kind of waiting, just chilling. But we need some form of resistance to sell below that area. We need to be making sure that the 4 hour will respect. So, I mean, if you think about it, right, we've got an hour and 20 minutes for the 4 hour candle to close, right? There's no reason to say that it can't actually come and close back above. So how do we know that it won't? We need a resistance to form below it. We need a resistance to form below it, and then this will become the next target. But I just really want to focus on potentially how I could have caught these. I mean, I know how I could have done, but stop would have just been slightly larger than I would have liked. I'm just trying to see potentially how I could have caught sells in this. I mean, yeah, probably the way that we did speak about. I mean, it did make sense, but I mean, for the first day of the month, we're gonna want at least one candle to close in our direction, aren't we? But it just seems like we're just dropping over here. Eventually it will need to pull back to create some resistance, and that's where I want to be selling. Give myself the best possible range to sell. Not even a 5-minute resistance formed. I mean, I know I don't trade the 5-minute, but if you just look at the structure on the 5-minute, it's pretty interesting actually. It's not something I've kind of looked at, but well, I have looked at it, but I don't like trade based off the 5-minute. But just to kind of look at the structure, you can kind of see why we was moving down, right? You can see these levels. So this is our support level that was created. And you can see how we started to close below that on the 5-minute, creating these small resistance levels here. And then again here to continue the move bearish. We had previous support level, closing below that level, closing below this level, closing below this level. So I mean, it's pretty interesting. I think another year or so I would start to look to take entries on the 5-minute, but not right now. Right, let's look at gold. Gold is, yeah, kind of doing the same sort of thing. A nice solid resistance is what I want. Same situation for gold. Resistance below this previous level, and then we should continue down and hit this support. Oh, looks like GU did continue moving down. Did not create a resistance. It did not. Yeah, I'm afraid that's just how sometimes GU will work. So let's see what happens here with pound yen. The 1 hour on GJ looking better right now than the 30-minute for targets. Yeah, so whatever low gets created here basically would be a target if we can get that pullback with the 1 hour resistance created somewhere over here and then continuation. That's what I'm looking at. But obviously we want to make sure that we get resistance because, you know, we don't know whether this is a liquidity grab and then we're going to start heading back up again. You know, we don't really know. So we need resistance to be able to sell basically. Yeah. We need a solid resistance. Maybe 15, maybe 30, we'll see. We'll just have to see how it goes. We finally have music this year. What kind of music are you allowed to play? I'm still using that pretzel thing, but I've got like a few songs that I've liked so I just thought I'm gonna play them because then I'm not gonna be worried about trying to change the music, etc. So yeah. Sorry about that. Don't know what happened there. Sorry about that, guys. Don't know what happened there. Final manufacturing PMI in 14 minutes. Yeah, we're just looking at the news. Yeah, we do have at 9:30. So I probably want to be. Yeah, that is a bit of an issue. Probably want to be out of a trade by then. We'll see. But then that's not going to really give us much time. I mean, we'll see. We'll see.
To be fair, like since they're expecting numbers to be like the same, I'd say the way GJ is heading, it looks like it doesn't look like a fake out to me because of the 30-minute candle, how long it is, you know, to the bottom. But if it closes above 148.770, I'd say possibly that could have been pricing for the reversal.
Yeah, 7 maybe. I mean, obviously we've got to see if this 30-minute candle will actually respect this area first. I mean, if we start to close back above, I mean, then effectively, you know, there could be that continuation back up into this range. The other thing we have to think about as well is we've got 6 minutes left for the 1 hour. We've got 30 minutes. Sorry, we've got 6 minutes for the 30-minute and the 1 hour to close. Now, if the 1 hour closes below support, above support. So if the 1 hour closes above this level, that will mean the 30-minute will also be basically closing back above this level, which may actually indicate that the 4 hour is rejecting that 4 hour resistance, and actually we could start to head back up at that point, back to this next resistance level, and that this was a liquidity grab on the higher time frames. But we're going to need to wait for confirmation for that.
Yeah, like even the 1 hour is really pulling back. It's it looks like a liquidity grab.
Yeah, very potentially. The only issue I have is taking buys here is going to mean a 30 pip stop, which is no good at all. So what I'd rather wait for is to see a support form back above here, or just basically wait till we're above 149.300 maybe later on in the day, and then that will be a better opportunity for price to continue bullish. But right now, yeah, I mean, we'll have to wait to see. We want to see price respect this area, and then a resistance to form, and then this becomes a target at that point. This wick fill becomes a target, and then the second runner would then continue down to 148.320.
Yeah, because back in I think it was February or January, we've had the same thing. Just one sec, sorry.
Yeah, go for it. Take your time.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, we were
That's
saying, I think it was back in January or February, where we've had the same thing for the PMI, that they was expecting good numbers and they came out better than expected. And looking back on that morning, we like basically it was priced in already. So it looks like it could be the same this morning. It'll just be interesting to to see how it, like, it's only 35 minutes until the news comes out. So if we don't see any sort of like spike up, then obviously we could safely say that it was priced in.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I think if structure is still there for technicals to continue down, I mean, then I don't see why we wouldn't just go with the technicals basically at that point. We'll see. So 9:30. So they are expecting the same. Yeah, you're right. I mean, if anything, lending's gone down, which is probably, I don't know if that's good. Yeah, it seems to be very similar to what they predict, or even if not better than what they predict. So, but then that would mean that price would naturally go bullish rather than bearish. But then I don't know, maybe this particular news makes price go bearish and not bullish. So GJ is still respecting bullish intraday structure. Yeah, 100%. 100% is still respecting a higher time frame overall bullish structure. Obviously, we're looking just for short-term plays. You know, obviously the issue here we have is if price closes back above, then I mean, you know, the stop loss is just way too big to anticipate this move up. You know, risk reward makes. Obviously, it makes sense, risk to reward, but I mean, do I want to be putting a 30 pip stop loss on a trade? Probably not. You know, I want to see if this candle is going to respect this area, which we should if we're going to start to head down at that point. You know, then we can start to see if we're creating resistance here, and then I want to see can we continue moving down. You know, preferably using kind of this kind of zone as a stop loss area. You know, potential stop loss area, because we don't know yet. Right, we've got under a minute, so let's wait and see what happens here. Oh, looks like we're about to close back in the range. Yeah, we did. We closed back in the range there with the 30-minute time frame. 1 hour candle closing above support. So there's no sells really at this point now. 4 hours still above this range. Yeah, not really a great situation to be in right now, to be completely honest. So, I mean, yeah, I suppose we're going to be waiting a little bit longer here. Same example we spoke about on EN earlier. Yeah, it is the same example. Looks like EN's kind of struggling. Difference of EN is that you're going to get slightly better risk to reward. It does seem as though, because obviously it's only like 18 pip stop. You know, and you could have bagged yourself like 12, 13 pips from that zone. Obviously, your target would be this resistance, which I think we will get to. It's just stalling a little bit. But you see the difference of pound yen is now, okay, well, if we were to take buys over here, our stop is going to be like 30 pips. You know, so that's no good. It's like a 1-to-1 risk to reward, but yeah, no thanks.
I think for buys it would have been much better for the current 15-minute candle to like create a bottom wick first and then flip bullish.
Yeah, I mean that would be good, but I mean I think the best scenario would be a support established back above this level, like over here. So let's say we get like a retracement back to this area after making like a little high, then a support formed here. Then we know that this move down definitely was a fake out, and that now we're establishing support here again, and then this becomes the target, and then a potential continuation at that point to this next level. And then obviously we would be looking at the 4-hour would then be, you know, staying above the 4-hour resistance, which is somewhere over here, and then we would basically be anticipating at that point that actually we should start to be heading up at now.
Wednesday is going to be an interesting day for the pound.
Sorry, say that again. Wednesday.
Yeah.
Oh, because of the budget.
The budget release, yeah.
What time is that budget? Oh yes, tentative.
Tentative, yeah.
Did they say when that like is roughly gonna be though?
I'd say probably they'll be announcing it around like news, BBC News break, like in, so maybe like around 1 o'clock or something.
Yeah. GJ pretty hard. Start of March is a chill day. Yeah, I was, you know, for me, I knew what I was kind of planning. Higher time frame. I mean, we're still, you know, well within the capability of doing the move later on in the day. So something I'm going to be looking at. But, you know, effectively from the London session, the move for the London session has been this push down to support. Basically, that has been the move with the London session. You know, I mean, it was an aggressive one. It was very aggressive. You know, it wasn't kind of the best entry that we want to see from a 30-minute perspective. But at the same time, you know, take it for what it is. Ugh. Take it for what it is. It is, you know, yeah. I think, you know, there was good confluence for it to continue down. You know, we failed to break above previous support. You know, and that's good. But effectively, you know, it would have been an aggressive entry with stop loss over here from a Monday morning within a range. Probably, yeah. I mean, like, it worked out. You could have caught sells. It made sense. It was a good trade, but it wasn't exactly what I wanted to see today. Plus, I mean, my trading day isn't quite finished yet either, so still got my ideas in mind. Looks like we tapped into that area to the left. Next week is going to be good. I think we should focus on this week. This week's still open. So we've got 52 minutes left for the 4 hour to close. So we'll see. Usually we get a nice push in the 4 hour. How many likes we got here today? 29 likes. It's not bad. I think we can do a bit better than that though. Probably looking for buys after closed above 950 with the 20 pip range to the upside.
I'd say I'd say possibly you could, once we have, because if you look on the 15 minute, we've got like a small range. Well, not much of a range really, but like on the 15 minute, you've got like a little range. I'd say if we close above 148.880, you could possibly have like a stop loss at 148.770 to target the high at 149.120. Then you close in above the bearish candle, and then you've got a clean 15 minutes candle to to take the buy.
Yeah, makes sense. Definitely makes sense. I would just say, yeah, for me right now, I mean, there's still potential for us to continue down. I mean, let's say the next 1 hour candle closes below this support, that's still pretty good to sell at that point. I still think there could be sales valid if we start to get, like a 1 hour close below, because if you think about it from a 1 hour perspective, this is almost just like, when you see a candle come down below, below a zone, and then it retraces to close above. Sometimes, because it's still closed bearish, there's still that probability that the next one's going to do the move. So if we do respect the 1 hour high, and we start to see the 1 hour closing below, then you can have the next 1 hour candle come down to fill the wick and then continue down. So obviously it kind of depends where we close with the 4 hour, etc. But I mean, I don't think, I mean, we haven't, I mean, the best option for buys is, like you say, I mean, we have this most recent resistance here on the 15 minute. So I mean, probably the best possible buy trades are going to be above that area, maybe like a 5 minute support above this area to continue bullish. Then you have this clean move coming back up to this, the next level over here. But yeah, I would say there's still an opportunity for price to head down. Just maybe want to, I think there is still an opportunity. If you get a 30 minute candle closing bearish back below that previous level of support, then I would say that, okay, we can have the next one also continue down and then fill this wick and then eventually continue down to support. But yeah, we'll see.
Your NZD actually started to head up.
Oh,
after
nice.
That fake out. Yeah.
Nice. Let's take a look. Let's check it out. Oh yeah. Yeah, exactly what we were looking at. We needed to potentially come back, create some support. It's done that, and I think now it should start to head up at this point. Maybe this is something we're going to see on GJ, like where we said a support formed. I think, like what we were just talking about, if we are going to respect that level, then effectively, we could potentially basically start to see Okay, let's go back to GJ real quick. So envision this situation. We could see something similar on pound yen. What we could see is, this area being respected as support again. We could see a 15-minute candle closing bearish, and then we get a 15-minute candle closing bullish. Would probably be a better signal to say, okay, now we can start heading up. At the same time, I'm also looking at, if we get a 30-minute candle closing bearish over here, then I could anticipate that this minor support will get broken, this wick will get filled, and then we can continue down. But we'll see. I'm not really going to trust a 15-minute candle closing bearish here. I don't think that's going to be necessarily a good idea. It may work, but I don't know. We'll see. Because then where's stop going to be? I've already said the stop loss is probably the best place is going to be over here. But I mean, I'd rather probably wait for the 30-minute candle to close bearish, and then I can have the next one to continue down, provided the stop's not bad. That's what I'm probably going to be looking at. Do you plan to wait for 15 or 30 minute? See, I mean, probably the 30 minute, based on the way the 1 hour closed. Probably want to at least see the first half of the 1 hour closing bearish. Yeah, probably, because even if we wait for the 15 to close, then you can still argue that we have a minor support here. But if we get this 15-minute candle maybe breaking below that support, that would be probably a better opportunity. But yeah, looks like it's about to close bearish. Probably going to want to wait for the 30-minute candle to close here. If we miss it, then I mean, yeah, we missed it. What can I do? But I don't like taking trades with candle with no wick to the bottom, so that's put me off. 30-minute candle still open also. This could be that lower end wick to start heading back up again, so we need to wait. I want to see the 30-minute closing bearish, and then I think I can have a much better sell. Oh, look at the stop loss though, man. It's the only thing that's annoying me today is the stop losses are just huge. Probably have to reduce the lot size a lot more. Looks like we're just heading down over here. Whoa. Yeah, just saw the range to the left. Might wait for a break of the range. Yeah, I'm probably gonna want to wait. I'm waiting for this 30-minute candle to close. That's what I'm waiting for. Yeah, very very funny, man. I don't know how old you are, but funny. So you get deleted. God, do people think I'm born yesterday or something, man? Jesus Christ. What's my thoughts on gold? We've spoken about gold, but right now, I mean, yeah, I think if you're looking for further downside on gold, I mean, you're probably gonna want to wait for some form of resistance. I mean, we spoke about potentially resistance over here to continue down would be a good opportunity, but also probably resistance below this level here would also make sense.
To be fair, like gold, that has moved a lot on a Friday. I'm not looking to take any positions on gold until maybe Thursday or Friday when there's like NFP or the ADP.
Yeah.
That's when we're gonna get more volume.
Yeah, definitely, man.
I think like if like for example, like if you try to trade gold like every day, unless if you're really experienced, if you try to trade it every day, there'll be more time that you'd be losing on trade rather than winning, because it has to like you have to just take on when you see opportunities where it's like it's very clear for you to take trades.
Yeah, 100%. Sorry, we've just got some weirdo in the chat. Listen, man, if you want to direct message me, no problem, but just I don't know. Anyway, so we're waiting for the 30-minute candle to close. I mean, 15-minute candle closed bearish. If it had a wick to the bottom, I definitely probably would have been in sales at that point, but it didn't. So now we're gonna wait for the 30-minute candle to close. HFX, how come you don't have a monetizer? What's a monetizer? You mean monetization? I do have that with YouTube. Man, some people do make me laugh. Oh. Yeah, what's a monetizer? What do you mean by that? Man, some people just know, like some guy in the chat monitoring the chat, I think. Oh, I don't know how to do that, to be completely honest with you. To be completely honest, yeah, I have no idea how to do that. If someone wants to do it, that's perfectly fine, but I mean, I don't really mind doing it myself, you know. I mean, yeah, it's pretty funny, to be honest. Yeah, no wick on the 15 minute. It's not really what I wanted to see. So it's gonna have to force us to wait for the 30-minute candle to close. The only other thing we have about this 30-minute candle closing is now stops are huge. Well, for me anyway. You know, we're talking about like a 25 pip stop loss now. I just don't know if it's worth it for me at this point, to be completely honest. But how do I make someone a monetizer? Honestly though, man, some people are just so pathetic. I mean, this guy, yeah, comes on to try and act all friendly and try and get me to say some name like we're in secondary school again, and then calls me a pussy. Oh, that's funny. Man, that is funny. People don't know me well enough, you know. I'm sure he wouldn't say that to my face, trust me. But I ain't gonna entertain that. We're focused here, we're trying to get our money up. He must have had a loss on GJ this morning. Oh god. Oh, a moderator. Oh, yeah, I don't know how to do that, man. If you want to tell me how to do it, 100% I can make someone a moderator. Someone I can trust. Get rid of the crap like that, I suppose. I suppose this is the guy that keeps disliking the stream. Finally come out to say something. I don't even know who he is. Would you consider stops above the 15 if the 30-minute candle closes bearish and break of the 15-minute low? Probably not. You know, probably not, to be completely honest, because I mean, if you have it above the 15-minute high, you know, there's always that probability, you know, for price to. I mean, if you think about it, right, this stop loss, yeah, it's going to be 10 pips, but if you actually look how much price has to move to hit that stop, it's really not a lot. It's really not a lot at all. So I mean, for me, it's got to be above the 30-minute. I mean, really and truly, I mean, I would have stops above here, to be completely honest. But I'm just really not liking yeah, I'm really not liking how big the stops are, and I don't know, we're gonna have to kind of wait and see here, I suppose, because you know, we never know, it could just run down in the last few minutes. I don't know, we'll see. What is your Instagram? It says it on the screen there, _HFX _FX _. I'd do it, yeah. I have no problem in making. I know you've been here since the start, A-Rod as well. Yeah, I can do you both. Just tell me how to do it, man. I'll make you both moderators. Yeah, it doesn't bother me. I guess trolls are part of this YouTube game. Yeah. Oh, don't worry, bro. I've dealt with a lot worse things than a couple of comments about on YouTube. Trust me. You know, that's the thing. People don't really know where you've came from or where you started. But yeah, I don't really. Right, how do I make you guys a moderator then? Anybody know? I'm hoping we can get like a nice, better stop loss on this. So I'm really hoping, because we are. The only thing is that we got news in 3 minutes here as well. Man, not the best Mondays, really, is it? Not the best situation.
It's annoying because the 4 hours still stuck in that area. Doesn't know whether to go up or down.
Yeah, the only thing I do like is how we're creating this resistance here now. You know, we've done a fake out, but then we shouldn't be closing bearish over here if we're going to, you know, continue moving up. Because now this would become our deeper level of, you know, like this would become our deeper level of support. So we really shouldn't be even creating this resistance here. You know, we should be like wicking into this area and continue moving up. But maybe we'll see if the next one will wick up a little bit, get a better entry, and then we take the sell. And maybe we execute like mid candle somewhere over here, get stop loss above this kind of area, and then we can target this wick fill and then run us down to support. Because we've only got like a minute and a half left over here. And this was what I was looking for all day. You know, resistance below this level. The only issue I have is the news and not the ideal situation, is it? But I definitely think since we're creating this resistance over here, there's a good possibility that we can continue this move down. But the stop is going to be at least 20 pips here. At least. So yeah, maybe if we can see the next one wicking up first. The other thing is we don't want this candle to close too weak because of what's going on here. I mean, there is a couple of options. The other option is you could wait to see a 15-minute candle close below this minor support. That may work. But at the same, yeah. In fact, let's see how it closes. Because if it closes a weak bearish, then we wouldn't really want to be executing sells anyway. Gold. Yeah, I'm not touching gold until it gets a resistance. I have to admit, this isn't the most ideal close, is it? Not the most ideal close. Let me just quickly take a look at the numbers, see what happened. Let's take a look. So PMI was better. PMI was better. So that could mean GJ to go bullish. Right, that's not loading. Yeah, that could suggest that GJ will go bullish based off the good numbers. The only thing is stop is going to be a bit better now. I mean, I am personally, I see what you're saying, A-Rob, but I am personally looking for more downside. 1 hour still open. I just want to see what happened with the news. I don't want to be taking sells if actually news was too positive. So less money supply, less mortgage approvals. I don't really know enough about this to even very difficult situation. Is it this 1 hour situation that's kind of putting me off? I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure if I like this enough. I have to admit.
don't think I'm liking it enough because I'm looking at the 4 hour and I'm thinking like, are we gonna the last half an hour of the 4 hour now? Are we gonna respect 148, 700?
Yeah, true.
Don't know.
I said to myself, you know, once I have that idea, I need to just execute, you know, but it hasn't quite printed exactly what I was expecting. But I don't want that to kind of like put me off, you know. So maybe let's wait to see if it does kind of like wick up deeper, see if it will, you know, like looks like it's respecting. I just, obviously if I'm not confident, right, there's no point executing because you're not confident. But the idea was there. It's just not the best close possible. It's just not the best close, basically. But yeah, anyone who wants to be a moderator that I obviously trust, then can do. Kelsey, you can be a moderator. I'm just gonna look it up how to create a moderator.
Yeah, what do moderators even do? I don't even know.
Basically, you can just delete comments, remove people from YouTube, all that type of thing. Oh, okay. I know how to. Its own low, yes, would make more sense. Definitely would make more sense for its own low to break. But I suppose we want to basically see either how the first 15-minute does, or you know, if it's going to respect this high, basically. So we'll just see. Now the counter's bullish. If we start to wick up and then start to drop in the last half, that's probably the best scenario that we can look for. But yeah, I've worked out how to do it anyway. So who... Right. I'm going to try and make someone a moderator. Got it, right. A-Rod, you are now a moderator. And who else wanted to be a moderator? Kelsey, comment saying you can be a moderator if you want. You've now been upgraded to moderator.
Cheers for that, appreciate it.
No worries. No
Means a
worries,
lot.
no worries. Big move up in the world. You now have a lot more responsibility. Please use it wisely. Yeah, it's definitely this 1 hour situation that's really putting me off. Yeah, let's see how this 30-minute does. Let's see if this 15-minute looks like it can reject. Maybe if we start to see some 5-minute bearish candles, I don't know. Kelsey, you are now a moderator. Congratulations. Welcome to the moderation team. Okay, and then Prathib, I'll let you be a moderator because you have been here since day one, so you do get the opportunity. Does seem like it may continue moving bearish. Do we wait for the first 15-minute candle to close? Is that what we need to do here? 4 hours still above this level as well. So even if yeah, that's the other thing, you know, we're still actually still. So where's 4 hour? 7:22. So this is 4 hour. Breaking its own low over here.
Might move now.
Yeah, I just, oh man, I just don't like it enough. What's stop gonna be now anyway?
20, well, 20
17.
pips, 18. Yeah.
Oh, GJ, why? Why'd you have to be so tough sometimes?
I mean, we do get movement normally in the last 30 minutes.
We do, yes, that is true. Yeah, this is exactly how Jayan just put it. This is a very delicate situation. This is, I mean, the reason why is because, I mean, look where we are on the 4 hour, look where we are with the 30-minute. It's a clear rejection of this zone here. Would it even be better to wait for a close below this level? I don't know. It looks good to continue. It looks like,
As they're good.
yeah. Just this 4 hour situation, you know. If we'd been setting up nicely, you know, in the not in the last 20, it would make more sense. How many moderators can you have? No idea. But Salim, you are now a moderator. Salim, you are now a moderator. Congratulations.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. I appreciate that.
No worries, no worries. The fact that you're so unsure probably means it isn't best to trade to make. It's a Monday morning, remember? Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, I wouldn't be taking it. I'd be in it by now if I was gonna take it. But it's just one of those. It's like, yeah. It's just with say last week's situations. The only one thing I would say is when I wanted to take a trade and there was just that one little thing that put me off, I still said to myself, you know, that I needed to have the confidence to execute on some of those ideas, you know. And this is like kind of one of those, like, you have a confirmation, but then it's like there's something there that conflicts in that idea. And this is kind of what happened last week with a couple of moves. So, yeah, I mean, sometimes when you know I'm not confident, I do just leave it and sit and watch, and then just, you know, and then if I see it again, it will make more sense. But right now, oh yeah, look, oh, so you guys now, you have a little spanner next to your name. You're now blue in the YouTube chat, so you now stick out.
Yeah, looks good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No worries, man. Thanks HFX, I will let you down. That's okay. I know you won't. Otherwise you'll be removed from the moderator list. Oh, looks like Euro NZD continued up to that resistance. So we did call out EM buys here today. So at least we had something that moved pretty nice. So I put that in the thing called PN buys. So they ran for, so we called the entry on the retest, and then target was resistance, which is around 27 pips. So we'll put 25 pips. I'm still just watching EN, getting used to the way it moves, looking at certain situations, because this is something I've seen a lot on EN recently. That's why I felt confident to say, okay, well, no, it should go up now. I've seen this a few times. There's something going to be looking at in, you know, the future. But there's no rush getting involved with EN. Still trying to get GJ right. And looks like right now, I think we made a good decision for the moment to stay out. I think we made a good decision. You know, if we get like a further bearish confirmation, bearish candle, then that's probably a bit better. But I suppose as well, it was the way the 15-minute setup that put me off. You know, we had a low created, we tapped into this low again, and then we went bullish. You know, so we would basically have needed a bearish candle here again, and then you could anticipate, okay, now we should start to head down. So it may even be, right, it may even be that we need to wait for a 30-minute or a 15-minute candle basically to close below this minor support, and then we can have a continuation, right? That's something that can happen as well. So there's plenty of opportunity here still yet. I mean, the session is way not over. Oh, I mean, the London session, or my stream's coming to a close soon, but the actual overall trading day has not even finished. I mean, from a 4-hour perspective, if you think about it, from just a 4-hour perspective, we've basically gone from there to there. I mean, yeah, we've moved down, but you can't really count that as a move down because we haven't really broken out. We didn't even break out of this. So technically, we've just been in this range, you know. So it kind of depends. You know, we've got a lot of time to wait, chill out, see what's going on, see what's good. Yeah, look, it's the first day of the month as well. I mean, there's just really not... Oh, yeah, I'm pretty glad, to be honest. Since we're breaking this body high, we would be very concerned at this point if we was in sells. So, I think I made the right decision. So, yeah.
Yeah, the thing is, like, on the 30-minute at the time... excuse me, sorry. Yeah?
No, sure.
At the time when he was thinking to take a trade, the 30-minute of the sells looked really good. But then the only problem is the 15-minute broke the previous high, so it kind of made it like sure to take a trade. But the 30-minute itself, it looks absolutely fine. Like,
yeah. I mean, I think so. If this was the same situation in a different time, right? I think what we can kind of gather here is that yes, we did have a good confirmation to continue down, but this is where I think it's important to look at the like the smaller time frame, like the 15-minute, to see why this 30-minute tried to close below but couldn't. And then when you look on the 15, right, when you look on the 15, you know, we made a low, created resistance, and then we rejected that support again, closing bullish, you know. So I mean, in theory, this is a rejection now, because if this is a low, we need confirmation for this low to get retested. We got that. And then this was your candle that said, no, we're not going to continue down. We're not going to retest this level, considering it closed bullish, but tried to come below. And then now, obviously, I said, okay, if we get a further bearish candle confirmation here, that probably would have been a better opportunity to sell, because then you can anticipate this low to break and continue down at that point. But right now, I mean, yeah, it does seem like it's bounced off of this deeper support level. And then that should mean the 4-hour in 13-14 minutes time is going to respect that overall 4-hour level. So basically that does mean it presents an opportunity if we start to create some support now, if we create a higher level of support. So let me do some fresh analysis now here, because we'll probably, yeah, we can stick around for a little bit later, maybe 10:30 or whatever, we'll see. But this does present an opportunity, right? If this 30-minute candle now closes bullish, let's say this 30-minute candle closes bullish, that basically means we're rejecting this area, right? That means we're rejecting this area, and I think that we can have a nice clean buy coming back up to resistance at that point, because we're now closing above this minor resistance here. And actually maybe it's that, or maybe even we wait for like a support to form back above this level, would also make sense. Something, you know, similar to Euro NZD, but effectively we tried to create resistance to head down, but now we're creating support to head up. So yeah. Oh, hi Nicholas, how's it going? Right, that's something we can also be looking at. 15-minute, yeah, a support on the 15-minute would also make sense. But if the 30-minute candle, let's say this 30-minute candle, because obviously we want to be aware of all situations, closes below this level or below this zone here, then actually we could start to see further downside at that point. This is just like a liquidity grab. You know, that's something that could also happen. So we want to wait for confirmation for both, basically. So this is a very difficult situation, because if this 30-minute candle closes above that minor resistance, I believe that means 1 hour should be closing bullish. You see? So now we have a support made. We have a support formed over here. Probably, yeah. Probably going to be better above this level here, because then we have this clean move back up. But again, so let's take a look at the 4 hour real quick, because I think we do have like 11 minutes to the 4 hour. Yeah, we got 11 minutes. So the 4 hour is closing bearish, but I mean, if you think about it, it does seem like we are rejecting this area now. It does seem that way. You know, we tried to come below, failed to come below. So we need, you know, for sells, we would have needed that strong confirmation below that level. Yeah, because, okay, so even if the 30-minute closes above, because the 15-minute may be closing bearish, that may be why you may want to wait for some form of support to form over here again. And then if you look at it from a 15-minute perspective, we're starting to get that bullish market structure again. Right, because then this would be, sorry for all the annotations, but it makes it a lot easier to explain. So if this is now support, then basically we'll be making a higher level of support somewhere over here, and then, you know, these minor resistances, they get broken, and then we get higher continuation. But I mean, that all depends. I mean, that all depends. But yeah, imagine if this 30-minute closes below. I mean, that would be something else. So yeah, it does seem like the 30 minutes should close above this area. We might get a big push pre-NY if we can create support on the 4-hour, more stronger confirmation for today. Yes. Yeah, I would even say as well, you know, if we do get some support, like we were just talking about, if we do get that solid support created on the 15 minutes somewhere over here, then, you know, this was a resistance level, now becomes some support level. And then at that point, I think our high points, these previous high points, then become our target. But I'm just trying to think about how I could have caught that move from this morning. And I think potentially the sell could have been taken maybe somewhere over here on the break of this 15 low, because then this was a support that was created. Technically we should be continuing up at this point, right? You know, that was enough. We spoke about this 15-minute candle. I was looking at it, I was like, yeah, you know, it has the opportunity now for price to continue pushing up to this high point. But since we rejected it and then we started to break down, I mean, was that the 30-minute low? I think that was, wasn't it? Oh yeah, that was a 30-minute low. So yeah, I think it made more sense from a 15-minute perspective, to be completely honest. From a 15-minute perspective, I think it was fairly evident actually that we should continue down, because basically we were creating this so we have resistance here and now we're creating resistance here, but then you have this conflicting idea because you have support here. So basically it's like an impulsive move. I think because it's the first day of the month, no, let's just say no, I wouldn't have taken it. But I think for, like, if that was midweek, something like that, I think that's something to look at for next time, how I would have caught this sell move. So I'm definitely going to jot that down in the data collection. So yeah, looks like the 30 minutes should be closing strong. So I think this is out for the moment. So come on guys, let's get some more likes here. We've got 35 likes, 40 people. Let's get 40 likes minimum here today. I'll be happy with 40 likes. I mean, I want 50 likes, but we don't have 50 people here.
What I was actually looking at on the 30-minute was that earlier, like, I kind of had a zone drew around here. So when, like, this candle closed back in the range, when the next one came down to, where was it, around that 1 hour zone,
yeah,
you know, with that bearish wick, you could probably get your stops below here and just expect that will continue up. But the hard thing is, like, that 30-minute did close back below, which would have made it quite difficult.
Yeah, it didn't really make sense, did it?
No.
But I don't think this was a clear-cut fake out that what we wanted to see, you know, when we've looked at fake outs in the past, because of this heavy move down. You know, since we created that bearish candle again, there was actually probably more confirmation for us to head down at that point. But I am super glad. I mean, I originally basically would have had my stop basically would have been above this area here, because that would have been the previous 1 hour high. So that's what I was looking at as a stop loss. But even breaking on this high, obviously the trade pretty much invalid at that point. So come on guys, let's ramp up these likes. Let's ramp these likes up. Buy above 148.91. 148.91. Okay. Yeah, I think the 1 hour high could be good. It's quite attractive. Stop loss below the previous 15 minute. That's up to you. That's up to you. That's up to you. Yeah, definitely to me seems like we could start heading back up now at this point. That's an 18 pip stop, man. What's going on? Stop losses are so big. But yeah, either way, a no trading day for me today. Perfectly fine. Oh, looks like pound is moving up. Pound yen is moving up. It's breaking above that 1 hour high. Four-hour could flip bullish here. That would be a sight. Bum, 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 bum. Come on, guys, let's get those likes up. It looks like we just came down to create that liquidity wick too. Yes, but I think, yeah, I think so. But let's see how the 30 closes anyway. So 30-minute candles closed bullish, but the 15-minute candles closed bearish. So I think if we get a minor support formed over here, above this area, some form of minor support, I think that's going to be a good opportunity for price to continue moving up. Something I'm going to be looking at here for the session. So let's take a look at the 4-hour. 4-hour closed bearish, but it did close above that previous resistance. Right, the only thing that we know right now is the fact that it did respect the high of the previous 4-hour, and it did break the low. So there's definitely more of a bearish sentiment within this, session so far. We can see more of a bearish sentiment, but right now the way that we're setting up, we're looking for potential confirmation for buys. And the only thing we have to consider though is that even though the 1-hour closed bullish and we respected support, that does not mean to say that we can have a 1-hour candle break still below the support. That doesn't mean that we can't do that. But then, okay, so we have to go to 30-minute now, and then we see 30 minutes closing back above. That's pretty good. The same sort of situation with this, do we want to see a further support on the smaller time frames to confirm the idea that we will continue back up? Even looking at structure on the 5-minute, it makes perfect sense that we're now starting to create these higher levels of support. But look where we're at in terms of a key level. We're back at some form of resistance zone here on the 5-minute. We can even see that. So we're going to need to see either this break or some form of support forming like above this zone or somewhere over here would be fine. But yeah, pretty conflicting idea here currently. But we can see that on the 5-minute, which makes me think, can we still break down? Maybe. It's a nice 30 pip range if we can hit the top of that range. Also have this minor support created over here. So the other thing as well that we need to talk about is that I'm on my way now to getting 2k subscribers on YouTube. So I'm thinking, what should we do for a giveaway? I want to do something a little bit more different than maybe just a general magic keys. But yeah, anyone got any suggestions? But also, that's a good point, make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel, because everybody who's subscribed will be re-entered. Even if you subscribe from the start, just subscribe now, everybody will be re-entered into the new competition. So I wanna, let's get some suggestions in here. What are people thinking for a giveaway? Apart from mentorship, that is off limits. It's off limits, mate. Gift cards is not a bad idea. Not a bad idea at all. Mate, some people, man. So basically, you see that guy that obviously came on the stream. I think he's I don't know. Yeah, basically I get a contact form on my website saying I was hoping to pop my anal cherry to another man. What a weirdo.
Is he alright?
I think he needs to have a talk with someone. I think he's a little bit lonely. But I don't blame him.
Lockdown's got to him.
Yeah, I just don't know how they think that's funny. Because I actually feel sorry for him, actually, to be honest with you. I mean, with an email like anal.cherry@yahoo.com, the poor man must have, don't know, must have some real issues going on. Seriously, I do generally feel bad for him, honestly. Yeah. His name, well, he reckons his name is Thomas Klopp. I feel so sorry for you, Thomas. It's a mean ass world, man. Yeah, gift cards. That's a good idea. But I'm thinking, what sort of gift card are we talking here? And I think also when we discussed the minor support being created, I think that's why. Because although this 30-minute looked like a very good confirmation, and I know some people will be jumping up into buys right now, we didn't kind of get this structure yet. We haven't been given this structure yet on the smaller time frames. You know, 1 hour as well could easily still come down. I mean, there would be no confirmation, right? There would be no confirmation. Yes, the sales would have been stopped out, but then at least if we know there was no confirmation, then we knew we did what we needed to do today to be patient. So, I mean, already it's broken the low of the 30-minute already. So, I mean, even those buys there, yeah, 100% we discussed this. 15-minute support would have been better. Anyway, let's get some. What do you think of AUD NZD, please? Like A-Rod just said, if you send a chart, 100% I can check that out. So what you want to do, switch on, is one, you want to switch on and you want to come to here. You want to go to the right hand side. You're going to click the little camera button. That's going to give you a code. It's going to give you a code. You want to copy and paste this code and you want to send it to me in the YouTube chat. And I'm going to then go into my screen, like when someone sends me this chart here, plug it in, and I get to see what you were looking at. Okay, good. Sounds good. Some people can't deal with never-ending lockdowns. Yeah, I think it's not even just about the lockdowns. I think it's just, you know, on a serious note, though, when you don't put your all into your own situation, and when you don't, like, this person here is what I would just call someone who's mad at the world, who, you know, believes that their success is hindered by everybody else, you know, and if I had that mentality, I wouldn't be doing this right now, because I will be blaming everybody else for where I am in my life previously and the things that have happened to me. You know, what people need to understand is bad things happen to everybody. It's how you deal with those bad things. And I think his way of dealing with those bad things is, I'm not even going to say hating, because I don't really give a crap, you know, anybody, you know, no matter, I am one of these people, right? You can say pretty much anything and I won't be offended, because at the end of the day, words are just words. You know, everybody's got a mouth, everybody's got an opinion, and everybody likes to talk a lot of crap. You know, there's a lot of unintelligent people in this world, and I think he's a great example of one of those. Considering he spent a whole 4 minutes of his life, those 4 minutes he's never going to get back. He spent those 4 minutes basically just trying to, just be unnecessary. But, you know, I actually appreciate it, if anything. I think it's don't know, it's made my day, really. I think it's kind of great. And like someone said to me once, it was like, you know, the minute people start doing things like that, you know you're doing something good. So, yeah, I think that's confirmation that we are on the right track here, you know. You know, it's like one time I went into Rakil's stream, this was like last week, and within the first 2 minutes, he already had like 5 dislikes, you know. And it's like, I was thinking, man, that just goes to prove, you know, some people, you know, they specifically waited just for him to start, just to dislike it, you know, and it makes no difference to Rakil's day. You know, it makes no difference. Same as the 3 people that disliked this stream. I mean, they seem to be coming on a regular basis, so they obviously want to hear what we've got to say. You know what I mean? It's funny, man. But yeah, anyway, let's keep it on topic, because we're wasting our breath talking about these people. But yeah. So, 1 ounce of gold. Low. Yes. Did you get that? Switch on. Did you get where you need to enter in? No worries, no worries. Send that through when you're ready. Forex Frank deleted his message. So yeah, I'm waiting for a support to form back above this area, and then I think we can take some nice buys here today to end the stream. If it doesn't happen, then it is what it is. Because the other thing as well is that would then mean that the 1 hour is also creating its bottom wick first, which is good. It's respecting the previous 1 hour low, and then basically it will be flipping bullish in potentially the second half, which is what we want to see. for a continuation bullish. That's what we want to see for upside. It would work in the reverse. We'd want to see some upside before if we were going to break down. So sorry, Salim. Sorry, one more comment. We are all victims. So sad. Yeah, we are all victims, in a sense, because we're victims of a corrupt system. Really, you know, the fact that you have to wake up, you know, and you, if you don't make money that day, you don't put food on the table. You know, I mean, yeah, you can say that's how society works, but I mean, are we truly free people at that point? No, we're not. We're not free if we have to, you know. But I mean, that's a discussion for another topic, another day. Don't want to get into all that. Let's focus on the matter at hand. Okay, sorry, Salim. So for me personally, 148,650 to 148,900 is no trade zone. 100% agree. Yeah, 900 is fair. Yeah, definitely agree with that. Messy range on the 15 and barcode on the 30 minute. Yes. Yeah, it's just printing side by side on the 15 in this area. 30 minutes also messy. But if we start to create some support over here, back above that level, I'm thinking it's going to be pretty good to start heading up for the rest of the session coming into pre-MY. So, some are never happy no matter how much you try to help them. Yeah, that's just people. You're right, that is just people. But yeah, I mean, you know, if I try and help someone and you don't want my help, then that's their problem. You know, I'm trying to be a good person. That's what means a lot to me. You know, when I wanted to do this, I thought about just charging to have private Zooms and, you know, not having anybody come on for free and get free knowledge, because I was thinking, you know, why should I help someone who's just gonna badmouth it and blah blah blah. But then I realized, you know, there's a bigger picture to that. You know, you need to give back to the world and, you know, help someone else. You know, it's like one of my favorite actors, Denzel Washington. You know, he says something pretty good. So he says, you know, each one teach one. You know, so bring somebody else up with you on your way to success. And I think that's part of making the world a better place. You know, everyone wants to talk about, oh, let's make the world a better place, but if everybody just focused on themselves, you know, or making the world starts in the home. You know, your kids, your family, yourself. If you can better those people around you, it's just that small gain for the world getting better. You know, and if everybody did that, the world would be a lot better place. You know, so that's one thing. So we're a community here. We've got 45 people. That's 45 people in this world I'm trying to help right now. Get better their lives. You know, and people don't understand that. That's all we're trying to do. You know, I'm not trying to take money from any of you guys. You know, you guys don't have to pay a single penny to me. It doesn't make a difference. You know, I'm here to better people's lives by bettering their education and giving them more confidence. Not only with trading, but with any other circumstances. You know, if people want to talk about anything, you know, this is a stream at the end of the day. We can discuss anything people want. You sent it, it's not come through. So usually that means send it again with a little bit of writing next to it, within a sentence, and then yeah, I can take a look. But it hasn't come through yet. YouTube just does that sometimes. I do apologize. But we're going to be calling it a day here soon anyway. Probably going to wait to see how this 30-minute candle closes. See if we can get that 15-minute support I'm waiting for here. See if we can get some solid confirms. Man, if only this guy was that creative with his trading, he'd probably do very well. Honestly. Kelsey, I'm gonna send it to you what this guy said. Oh god.
Yeah, go on.
See, if I was like 16 again, I'd probably find this quite funny, but I mean, I'm older now. You gotta read the top one first. I actually like this song. It's kind of chilled. Right, come on, 15 minutes. What's going on? 1 hour. Retracing. 15 minute. Wait, yeah. 15 minute trying to move up. So it looks like on the 5 minute we are respecting this nicer short-term bullish market structure, which is good. So pretty much, if you look at it from a 5 minute perspective, we have resistance here, and then we're creating these higher end of support. So we are kind of due some form of push either above this area, or we're going to start rejecting, and then these become targets for, you know, sells basically. But that's why we got to still wait here for confirmation. I mean, if this 30-minute candle closes a weak bearish, then I think, you know, potentially break of the high could be good to continue moving up. But then, oh, stops are still massive.
Yeah, stops are big. Like 1 hour looks decent if we break the 1 hour high.
Yeah. Sorry, I had to hiccup then. Man, 23 pip fucking stop loss. I hate it when it does that. Oh, I've got the hiccups now.
It's a very weird message, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
But like, it isn't even a good like joke. Like,
it's awful.
I mean, it could have come up with anything. Like, I just really wasn't funny. I think this guy is fucking insane.
You know what? I think some people don't mind if they waste like 5 minutes of their time, as long as it wastes 30 seconds of yours. They're happy.
Yeah, it's not a bad point, is it? Oh well. Younger generation don't respect the free knowledge. Well, I mean, it's not true, because I'm a younger generation, and I'll just say it's just a type of person that doesn't appreciate shit. You know what I mean? You always get a type of person that they're just angry because they see success, and they're just not willing to work for it. You know? Like when I was younger, I used to, no, I wasn't like that, but I did used to look at people. I didn't understand too much about success, you know. I understood about money. I understood about money from a young age. That's something I've very, very well understood from a young age. But there's one thing I never quite understood very well. And that was really what it took to reach success. But as I've got older, and when I decided to take the journey to become successful in something I wanted to do, that was when I truly learned about life and about success, and about how, you know, if you're focusing on what other people do, if you're not focusing on you, if you're not, if you're not understanding that you're going to get disappointment, you're going to get frustrated, you know, then just accept a simple life. You know, if you can't what's the word, like, if you can't accept the road that you need to go down to reach success, then just accept your simple life. Just accept your basic wage or your income or what's important to you. You might not see success as making a lot of money. Success to you might be raising a family and seeing your children do well. I still salute those people there, because that's up to them. That's their version of success, and I think that's great. But you know, you don't need to put anybody else down about what they're doing. You don't need to even be looking at what other people are doing. You know, if you're not on this stream to learn, then what are you doing here? You know, what are you doing here? I don't want people like down here. I don't even want people like who are coming here and say, oh, you know, you what's the signal? No, I don't even want that. You know, they're not doing any harm, but they're not adding anything. So why are you here? Anyway. Just wondering when you started, whom were your mentors or forex traders you followed? Okay, so I started trading, yeah, I'd say about 4 years ago. 4 years ago, learned for about 2 years, maybe a year and a half, and then obviously tried to jump on the bandwagon, took a lot of losses, blew some accounts, and then I bumped into Mr. Raja Banks. And you know, I could trade before I met him. I understood the market, well, to some extent. Obviously I wouldn't lose, I wouldn't have lost if I understood it fully, but there was something missing from my trading, and you know, wasn't working out great. But it was the way that he spoke about managing risk, looking at your losses, journaling, all this type of thing. I bumped into Paul, same sort of thing. You know, mentioned about, you need to start journaling my trade. You're going to start to see where you go wrong. And then from there, it started to really take off. So those people have been a major impact in my journey. But yeah, there you go. Did you get the link? No, I'm sorry, Switch On. It's not coming on. The link is not coming on. So I'm not quite sure why not. Yeah, I'm afraid I'm not so sure. But looks like we're trying to move up over here with the 30-minute, 15-minute. Also at this resistance. Let's take a look on the 5. 5, we're still at this area. But I do believe we actually can start moving up now. But yeah, I mean, just because of the stop losses, etc., I just don't really see how I can get an entry here. You know, I don't really want to have entries, or stop losses below 15-minute candles. I mean, even this candle here is like, what? It's like a 1-to-1, but it doesn't even. It looks like the range is bigger than the stop. It doesn't. May just be a no trading day for me here today.
I'd like this 30 minutes to break the high and then come back down to close, just a bit further down. Maybe get a smaller lot size on this, but yeah, I'm not sure.
Well, I think it's going to head up, but it's just like, for me, from a risk reward perspective, I mean, what's the point reducing my risk by like a whole half to then get the same amount back, because it's a 1-to-1. Whereas, you know, if you're going to have a 20 pip stop, you need at least a 30-40 pip range to make it worthwhile. 4 hours bullish. But yeah, anyway, I think we can't send links. You can send the link, but you need to just don't send the whole message. Just copy and paste this. Let me do it just for example. So this is my chart. Right, this is me sending my link. See, comes straight through. What it should do. Let me test this out here actually. Has it come on the YouTube? Yeah, see, it's come through. Maybe because I'm the thingy, but just send it exactly like that. That's all you want to send. It should work. If it doesn't, do it like this. Send it again. right? Put a space and then just say hello, whatever, right? It should still work. Okay. I'm putting a buy limit order on 149.300 on GJ. Buy limit order. Don't you mean a buy stop? Obviously, a buy limit. A buy limit works. Okay, so a buy stop works. Let's say we have a buy stop above this high right over here. That means as soon as this candle surpasses that line, you're going to be entered in. Whereas a buy limit, let's say you put a buy limit in the same situation right over here. Let's say it breaks above this area. You're not going to be entered in yet, but once it retraces back, you'd then be entered in a buy limit. You know, so buy limits are kind of like, I don't know. Let's say I wanted to, once this candle closed bullish here, we set a buy limit over here, expecting maybe some form of retest and then continuation. When this candle came down, I would get entered in from this support once we tap into it going down. So basically, let's say you had a buy limit here, but then you had some big candle that broke above, and then the next one never retested. You never would have got entered in on that buy limit. So you have to understand how they work, but it's completely up to you. Can you check GJ? Yes. Let's check out this chart. See that code worked. You put it in with a sentence and it worked. Oh, is that a wrong chart? Shouldn't be. Sorry, let me do it one more time. Right. Oh, I see. You're missing a slash. That's why. You're missing a slash, my friend. Oh, wrong chart. Is it because you've got a capital X? Right. Right, let's remove from there. And then this should work. If it doesn't, then you have sent me a wrong chart. Okay, yeah, you've sent me a wrong chart, I'm afraid. I'm afraid. Okay, so the 30-minute candles closed bearish. 30-minute candles closed bearish. 15-minute candles closed bullish though. So I mean, depends. It depends now. 1 hour still open. We haven't quite broken the high on the 1 hour yet, have we? Anyway, let me just check out these couple charts and then we'll come back to that. Okay, let me check your chart out. Let's see if this one works. Okay, this one works. Perfect. So we did get it right. Okay, 30-minute broke below support, so I took a sell aiming for 4-hour resistance. Bad trade. I mean, basically, so we did kind of discuss this on the stream, but I mean, you had the right idea, right? You had the right idea, just the execution was the problem. So basically, we spoke about the fact that we wanted a resistance to form below this level, a solid resistance, potentially on the 30-minute, for price to continue down. I think what you want to do is look how you could have caught sells in this area. This is your original selling opportunity. I think you want to look how you could have caught sells in that area. But yeah, I think not necessarily a bad. Yeah, it is a little bit of a. It's not a bad trade. Like, the idea is correct. Like, you're not completely way off. You're not just taking sells for the sake of it. You know, you waited for a break below support. That's pretty good. I think though, because of how far we'd moved down, That's still a 30 pip move down within this range. I know it doesn't look like a lot, but it's still a 30 pip move down. After that, I would have liked to have seen a resistance. We did get that resistance, but if you was here, we spoke about why we didn't like this resistance that was created, because the 15-minute candle closed with no wick to the bottom. We can see that it closed with no wick to the bottom. It also then reacted off this minor support. So we can see how it reacted off this minor support. So I think essentially we would have needed to, at that point, wait for a close below this minor support for price to continue down. That would have been the better opportunity. But you had the, like the right idea. Maybe you could have caught some form of impulsive move over here. Would have kind of worked out better, and then that's still a break of support, and then you would have had this initial play down. You could have bagged some profits, but yeah, I mean, at this point, it's difficult. It's very difficult. Over here, once you started to see this wick, this is a rejection, and then obviously the 1 hour actually closed back above the range. So based on that, it would have been pretty difficult. But yeah, actually we've seen now, because we created this 15-minute support right over here, how we are continuing up. So let's kind of measure what's going on here. It's really like 12 pips, 13, 14 pips. See, that would have made more sense for a buy, actually. Have I just missed the opportunity because we respected this area? See, I wouldn't want to take buys here, because then the stop's going to be like 25 pips. But what might have made more sense was to buy based on the 15 close, and then we could have had a 15 pip stop. That would have made sense, but I've just missed it.
Yeah, I wasn't really checking the 15 as much.
No, I was a bit lapsy with that. My fault. Oh well, it's Monday. It is what it is now, I suppose. Okay, is CAD JPY going bullish? I don't know, because I don't look at it. Okay, let's check out your chart here. If that's the right code, then it should work out. Right, a few more charts, a few more questions, and then we're going to have to call it a day. Yes, we got there. We got there in the end. Perfect. So just do it like that from now on, and then I'll check it out for you. Okay, so you're looking for buys based off the 1 hour. I think that's pretty good. What's this? Dollar Australian. Oh, AUD NZD. Okay, nice. Yeah, I think that makes sense. I think that works out really well. So I think, if you want constructive criticism, this is something I always say to people who send me charts with no labeling. So one, you need to label. Let's do this. So one, you need to label. Bollocks, sorry. Right, sorry. One, you need to label. Right, you need to label your chart. Where's your support, resistance? Where's your targets? So let's put targets. Right. What else are we talking about? We need targets. Where's your stop loss? How to manage risk. How you're going to manage risk. We've said the labels, so the steps in order to take this trade, etc, etc. So these type of things you want to be focusing on in terms of chart work, because then it's going to make you understand where's your level of taking profits. Technically speaking, this is a level here that profit could be taken. This is your next level, then you have another level, then you have another. So you need to know where you want to take profits. Yes, I can understand that maybe this is your TP based on where your green line is, but we have a lot of issues before that, right? We have a lot of issues before that. That's a long way away. We can see a lot of pullbacks before. So where do you want to secure your profits? Where do you want to make sure you're bagging profits and then leaving runners to run at break even? Okay, last couple of points and then we're going to call it a day. It's been a long day on the stream here today. We've nearly gone for 4 hours. Yeah, looks like that 15-minute close was the entry there. Man, I missed that move. It's like 18 pips already. Okay, sorry. Let's finish off. Wrong chart by Gulag. Yes. Right, let's get this chart now for FX focus. Sorry, mates. Let's do this. Damn, why do they keep doing that? Done it again, man. Right. If that doesn't work, then I'm not sure. Nope, wrong chart again. Sorry, FX focus. Gonna have to double check it before we finish off. Okay. In your beginning journey towards trading, what was more harder to control, greed or fear? I'd say greed. I'd say in terms of greed, by not closing out early, by not securing profits, yeah, all of that. I'd say greed. I'd say fear never really came into it until after I lost a lot of money. At the start, it was greed, because you think you know what you're doing. You think it's easy. You think it's okay. And then it's like now, you know, one of the things that I battle is fear, because I have that slight fear of, you know, what if it doesn't work out? So, you know, I have to give myself the confidence, and I think that's partly because of, you know, the stuff that has happened in the past. Every day is a new day. Cheers, man. Very helpful. No problem. Buys are on. Yeah, price moving up, but I missed my entry. What I was kind of looking for, based on the 15-minute close. That's something I did speak about. If you did pay attention, we spoke about a higher end support being created. It closed back above this previous level. This would have been your buying candle, basically, and then you could have just bagged some profits pretty much at that point, and then leave a runner to run. But I mean, yeah, I've missed this move. It's been a pretty difficult, not really difficult, but it's just not really moved that great. I'm glad I stayed out of the sells. Obviously, we're going to have a look at how we could have caught this initial push down. I know how I could have caught it. Just wasn't exactly what I wanted to see for a Monday morning. But yeah, I mean, you still always have to make sure, you know, you're looking at, you know, paying attention as well. Okay, so I think we're gonna call it a day here now. It's been a long day. HFX, we're going to 149.200. I hope we are, man. I hope we are. I think it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be really nice. I was thinking of putting a lower TP. Yes, I would say look at your risk. Look at where you think on the higher time frames we could potentially reject. Think about where you want to secure profits, and then leave a runner. This is the longest I've seen you stream. Yeah, we've been going for nearly 4 hours and 20 minutes. So I'm definitely jumping off and taking a break, without a doubt. Thank you anyway, appreciate. No worries, sorry about that. Obviously nothing I can do about it, but just, yeah, for next time, get your chart ready and we'll check it out. Can you please check ones on gold? No, I can't, because we're going to finish the stream today, and you need to send a chart, man. Honestly, please. I don't mean to be rude to anybody. I don't want to do that. But you know, it does say send a labeled chart for review if you want me to look at anything. You know, I can take a little look on gold now and tell you what I think. But yeah, right now on gold, I wouldn't be selling until we get a resistance. Oh, actually, we did create resistance on the 15. So I think if you, wanted to take sells, a good opportunity would have been maybe on this particular minor resistance being created below that level, which is something we did discuss. So yeah, if you want sells on gold, you're gonna need probably like a solid 30-minute resistance over here, and then your next target is going to be the support, because now we should have a 4-hour candle closing bearish, rejecting that area. Overall, we should start to head down now on gold. So yeah, we missed the boat with gold, too focused on pound yen. We did obviously call out EM buys, which is running beautifully now, running really nice. Yeah, moving really nice now, which is good. That's what I like to see. So if you did catch them EM buys, I mean, we called them out. They're running for around 50 pips right now, which is pretty good. I'm excited to get trading EN in the future. This is something I've seen happen a lot on EN, so something I'm gonna jot down. Right. That's it. Thank you for your analysis. No problem. Thank you very much. Hello, bro. How's it going? I was calculating with RR. Okay. My stream. Perfect. Okay, that's it. We're gonna call it a day here now. So, first of all, let's drop some likes on the stream. We've got 50 people. That means we should have 50 likes. So thanks very much everybody for coming on today. So it was a no trading day today. So the moves here today, we did discuss potential sells within the range to continue down to support. Looks like that was the best play here for the Monday. But I wanted to wait for a strong confirmation. I probably would have wanted to wait for a 30-minute candle to close bearish here. Gives me that solid option. We didn't get that, so we waited for resistance again. We got it, but it wasn't exactly what we wanted to see. We looked on the 15, we identified rejections on the 15, which made us put off by the sells. Stayed out of those sells, did well to stay out. We discussed the buys later on over here. Again, missed those because concentrating on other things, but it's a Monday, so I wasn't really that bothered about it. But again, that would have been the best opportunity for buys would have been here. Within this range, we spoke about 15-minute support being created. Execute on that. You've got 18 pips already on this candle, and then you're leaving a run back up to 149, 120. Okay. So yeah, overall, I mean, the day's not really finished. We haven't really gone anywhere, but effectively, that's London session for you. 1 hour's holding support strong. I think we have to obviously see what NY brings. But if I'm looking for the best possible buying opportunity, it's going to be above 149.300 based on the clean moves we have up and based on the overall structure. Okay, perfect. So thanks very much everybody, really appreciate everyone coming on despite the idiots that we sometimes get coming on, but I mean, screw them anyway, who cares? We're here doing our thing, everybody's here to learn. So I appreciate all you guys that are generally here just to learn, take notice of what we talk about, and bring value to the stream for other people as well. So perfect. Okay, so we're going to, oh sorry, Salim had to shoot off. See Salim. Okay, perfect. So thank you very much everybody, have a great day, enjoy the rest of your trading day. Remember, careful with the over trading, over risking. It's a Monday, it's the first day of the month, right? We've set an example here, no trade, keep it simple, keep it strong confirmation. So yeah, perfect. Thanks very much everybody for coming on, and we'll see you tomorrow. Cheers guys, take care.